Hello guys, in this example we're going to learn how to scroll to an element within a web page that has a different scroll view. So if, let's say, this was the entire page was scrolling, ZeuZ will automatically scroll it. However, if you have a scroll within a web page, you need to define ZeuZ that you want to scroll to this object first and then interact with it. So in this case, we want to be able to interact with it after we have successfully scrolled. All right, so we'll just reload this page. Now let's go to create the test case. So the objective is to first scroll down, click on this button, and then validate the message. All right, so I'm going to go to testing, create test case, scroll to an element, click on enter, and then submit new test case. Once it's created, I will switch to steps tab. I'll go to add action above, steps above, and then go to demo login. I'll remove the sequential actions, the default steps. I don't need that. Okay, and then I'll add my new action below. So in this case, I'll call it scroll to element. All right, now let's go ahead and add our actions. So in this case, I'm going to apply the filter and search for scroll. There are different types of a scroll. In this case, we could either select this one or this one. This one will put the scrolling at the top as much as it can, and this one will just scroll to an element. So I will select scroll to an element in this example. So once I click on that, I need to inspect this object that I'm looking for. So let me activate my AI plugin, and then I'll just click on this button, go back, add action by AI, and as you can see, it's picked up different options for me. It picked up the text find this button or ID equal to element. Notice that here it provided an asterisk. So let's just look into why it provided an asterisk instead of just text. So if I inspect this object, you can see that this find this button has additional spaces in front of this. So that's why it's not an exact match. It needed to do the wild card, meaning as long as it contains find this button. So in our case, we will simply select the ID because that is the most reliable object here anyways. And then I'll go ahead and add action. And that's pretty much it to scroll. So our next action is going to be, once we scroll it, we want to be able to click on this button. So again, I'll just click on our AI inspector plugin, and then I'll go ahead and add action, click the item, add action by AI, and I'll select this same object, add action, just different action. One is scroll to element, and then we perform the click. And then now we want to validate the text appears here. So I'm just going to deactivate my inspector and click on it, and now I need to inspect this object here. So I just click on you have successfully message here and add action. In this case, I'm now going to select validate partial text. So I'll click on this, add action by AI, and again ID equal to showing up as text showing. That is the object that it identified as containing that text value. And the text value I'll just copy from here. In this case, I need to deactivate my Chrome plugin first and inspect. And just copy this. Okay, and I just need to replace what is the text that we're looking for or comparing it. So in this case, we're comparing this. And notice that there were some additional spaces here, so that's why we cannot say validate exact text, because then it would fail, because if it contains the spaces or anything like that, it's looking for exact all the property of that field. So that's pretty much it once we save these, and now we are ready to run this test case and see how the scroll element action works. It should move it down at the bottom, then perform the click on the object, and then validate the text.